Let's get started. Today we're going to dive into the details of steady-state errors. We have now come to this block diagram, a template, a standardized block diagram representation of many different control systems. It has a unity feedback, it's negative feedback, and we are considering a variety of references or inputs, step signal, ramp signal, or parabolic signals. Here is the key equation that describes the error signal, this signal, in the Laplace domain, how it relates to the reference signal. By definition, E equals to reference minus the output, so R minus Y, and then Y, this signal from block diagram analysis. We can describe Y as a function of the reference. So that is the transfer function between R and Y is this one, G over 1 plus GS. And you can now combine these two terms. There's a common reference term. The result is going to be 1 over 1 plus GS. This is from calculus. This equation, 1 over 1 plus GS, it actually is very important. It's going to come back into a lot of the analysis in advanced control systems. This is called the sensitivity function. Sometimes denoted as S, capital S. It is called the sensitivity function in the sense that it describes how your system, how your closed-loop error, how sensitive it is to your reference. If the sensitivity function is very small, imagine this function, this overall transfer function, the magnitude is very small. Then that means your error signal is not very sensitive to the reference. That means your system is designed very well. It has small errors respect to the references. All right? And there is another called complementary sensitivity function. Which is denoted as T of S, that is defined to be 1 minus S of S, and it equals, so 1 minus this one, it equals 1 minus 1 plus GS 1. It is 1 plus GS GS. So the complementary sensitivity function is actually exactly the transfer function here. This is the complementary sensitivity function. It is how your system respond to your reference input. This defines the characteristics of this relationship. These two functions appear quite often in advanced control system analysis. So now it's here, so we can get to know these are the R, capital R's we are trying to look at. And depending on how you construct your system, G of S, the error will look differently. In classical controls, there are different categories. There is this category of GS, S to the power of alpha. Depending on what's the order of S to the power of alpha? What's alpha here? Systems, classical control systems categorize this as type 1, type 0, and type 2 systems. So 3 different types of systems for convenience of steady-state analysis. And here, the other coefficients over here, A0, it doesn't have power, let's call it N. So over here, to make things consistent, this polynomial here, it ends with A0, that's non-zero. So you factor out all the common S terms into here and call them different types of systems. So you can see for type 0, let's work on the steady state error analysis. So steady state error, when stability is assured, let me re-emphasize this. You need to first analyze whether the system is stable before you work on steady state analysis. So the steady state error is ESS, which is defined to be the error signal at time equal to infinity, and from final value theorem is the limit of S go to 0, E of S. And it equals, let's now plug in what we have. It equals this, limit S over 1 plus G of S, RS. Okay, so what we're going to do next is to create a table. So we're going to look at, for each of the individual references we are looking at on the right of the board. So 3 cases for R, and then 3 cases for G over here. So let's do a table. I'm going to do type 0, 1, 2, type of G. And then here I'm going to do R is step, ramp, and then parabolic. So let's do it one by one. There are 9 of them. When R is equal to 1 over S, we're going to have ESS equal to limit of S times 1 over S. So it's going to be 1 over 1 plus GS. All right? So now look at G over here. If G is type 0, that means we're going to have limit S to 0, 1 over 1 plus alpha is 0, and this is evaluated at S equal to 0. So think about it. This one goes away. There's no, alpha is 0, there's no this term. And then when S equal to 0, all these go away, and then this A0 in the denominator. Numerator similarly is going to be remaining B0. It's some constant. It is actually the steady state gain, DC gain. So this is going to be G0. This is the DC gain. And then if it's type 1, we now have, let me write this a little bit more explicitly so that we can see together. 1 plus GS now is looking like B0S, S, A0S. So if S is infinity, F is 0, what's the denominator going to look like? S is 0, this becomes what? Infinity. 1 divided by infinity gives you 0. So that is actually very interesting. It's saying for type 1 systems, actually, if you have a step input, guaranteed the steady state error over here is going to be 0. So this system is very nice in the sense of steady step input response. So for type 2, let's do it again. The formula is going to be S squared in the denominator over here. So if S is 0 again, what's the result going to be? Also 0. So now we have the first column of the table is going to be 1 over 1 plus G0S. Yes, G0 for type 0, and then 0, 0 for type 1 and 2. Let's do the second case. For type 2, this time I won't write all the details. Let's just look at it together. So if it is type 0, now what changes is the steady state formula is going to become limit. So here, work on this one. S times 1 over S squared. So there's an extra S in the denominator for ESS. And if it is type 0, so we're going to have 1 over S1 plus B0S over A0S, limit of S going to 0. So this one is constant. Inside here is constant. If it's 0 in S, then you can see this is going to go to infinity. So not so good. Then, so you can see a little bit trained over here. For type 0, it's worse than type 1 instead of regarding the unit step response. So for ramp signal, type 0 is not doing very well either. For type 1, we're going to have 1 over, so I'm going to say this is the formula. I'm just writing the component inside the limit. So it's going to be S1 plus 1 over S B0 A0. So there is one cancellation over here. It equals S plus A0S. And when S go to 0, it's going to become 1 over A0S. It's some number. So not too bad. Then for type 2, it's going to be, type 2, there is a second order alpha equals to 2. So it's going to become S squared. And it equals S, something is going to happen now. So it's 1 over GS is typo over here. B0 should appear in the numerator. Denominator is 80. So in here, it's going to be 1 over S, and then B0S, A0S. If S goes to 0, this one is 0. S goes to 0, this part becomes infinity, so the whole thing becomes 0. So therefore, for type 2 systems, actually, a ramp input will give us 0 steady state response. So visually, that means if R is a ramp signal, it looks like this, then without doing complex analysis, we know for sure that the output in the end, so at the beginning it might be something like this, but as time goes by in the end, the output will track this ramp input precisely. This is for type 2. Now I'll give you 5 minutes to work on type 3. So this column over here, what will be the entries for these three? This is parabolic input. This is even more aggressive type of input. So 5 minutes, work on this. So what do you think? As your input becomes more aggressive, the response is naturally more challenging, right? So it's understandable for step signal, all systems seem to behave well. For ramp signal, things become a little bit more challenging. And this one, the result is going to be even more challenging. For type 0 system, the trend is that as you have more integrator type of components in the transfer function, the response seems to increase to behave better. If it's R is 1 over S squared, so let's just talk through the trend. So you're going to have S 1 over S squared. So in the denominator, there's going to be S times 1 over S to the power of 3. And then since it's going to cancel out a little bit, so for type 3, you're going to have, it's going to be limit 1 over S squared 1 plus GS, type 2. And then when G, if this transfer function, you can see, if it doesn't have sufficient denominators containing S terms, you're going to meet challenges when S goes to 0. Only if GS contains alpha is larger than or equal to 2, you're going to be able to handle this S squared term. So for all the other type 0 and type 1, you can't handle them. And only when GS has this part, it can cancel with this one. And the result is going to be, I won't derive everything, but I will just tell you the result is going to be B0S over A0S, or in other words, it's A B0S. Any questions? Is this what you got to? Cool. So in the notes that's going to be posted, they introduced a little bit more definitions. So this one constant, this one was defined to be another constant. But the core concept is all over here. So with this, we can do some designs. So we can do a design as an example. Let's consider GS to be this transfer function. Design K such that steady state error with respect WRT with respect to unit step is 10% or equal to just 0.1. All right? So I give you a transfer function. I didn't give you all the parameters. You have to design this parameter and then give me a system that will respond to a unit step reasonably well. So the error in the end is going to be within 10% of the input value. So unit input, I ask you that the error over here is within 10%. So let's see how it can be done. So going through all these, we know that the steady state error, so we can do this. What I prefer is to write this one out. So is to derive this equation again, and then say explicitly, so ESS equal to limit S goes to 0, S RS 1 plus GS. And then just plugging things over here. It's a unit step, so that means is 1 over S, and then this becomes 1 over 1 plus G0 for a type 0 system. So it equals, so just a note that this is type 0 system. And then you can plug in the transfer function and then have 1 plus S equal to 0 is going to become 10K in the numerator. In the denominator, it's going to be 14 times 18. That's the steady state error. So it equals to 14 times 18 over 14 times 18 plus 10K. And we want this steady state error to be at most 0.1 or 10%. Then you can come up with K value from this inequality. So the result is going to be 226.8. So that's the direct application and the meaningful design example.